Hey y'all, the moment we all been waiting for. We're about to find out, is Charlie Tempest's dad? So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and comment. And if you are new here, then you probably do not know the story of why I do not know who my dad is. So let me just give y'all a quick story time. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit. I'm not gonna really go into details because if I go into details, it'll be long. My mom, she was like on drugs at an early age. She met this guy. She fell in love. She married this guy. This guy loved my mom. My mom always said, find somebody that loves you more than you love them. This guy loved my mom so much that he stuck around till my mom became sober and became a Christian, loving wife and mom. Child together, my brother, and then it's me, and then it's my brother that's under me, and then twin boys, LeBron and Lamont. So these 5 is the last 5 of the bunch. A little background on my childhood. It was perfect. The only thing I would say was I always knew I was different and I always isolated myself from everybody. I always had my own room, so I stayed in my room. I love to read books. I love to do math. I love puzzles. I never watched TV. I just used to stay in the room. But other than like me not feeling like I fit in with my brothers, I had the perfect life. My dad was the best daddy ever. And I low-key feel like that's why it's taking me so long to open these results, because it's going to make it official that this man is not my dad. And this hurts because the man that my mom was married to was my best friend. We did everything together. You could not tell me that this man was not my daddy. You couldn't tell me that. I wouldn't believe it because he treated me better than his kids. I didn't want for anything. We went everywhere together. I was like his brains. We paid bills together. This was when the bank was Wachovia, not Wells Fargo. He used to take me with him to pay bills. I even used to go to work with him. Everybody at his job knew me. Like, we were really like this. So this topic is touchy for me. But not only that, like, this part of my life was very traumatic to me. So boom, we're going to fast forward to after the twins are born. So one of my twin brothers we lost during birth. The only one that survived is LeBron. LeBron was about 3 months old when my mom and my dad separated. So he was born in 2007. In 2007, I was 11. So I was 11 years old when my world came crashing down, literally. My mom and my dad separated. My mom and my dad never argued in front of us. We didn't know, but I knew something was off because my dad sat in the back seat. This was a Friday. Every Friday we went and got Chinese food. My mama never believed on cooking on a Friday. We ate Chinese food from the place in Paran by Boston Market. So this particular Friday, she drove and he was in the back seat. That was weird. When we got there, they both got out the car and they was having a conversation while we sat in the car. Then we got the food and we was about to leave. But I guess like it was so much intense, they started to argue in front of us in the car and he jumped out the car and walked away. That was the last time I seen my daddy. I have not seen him since then. So fast forward a few days later, they started to exchange words. My mom and me were also close. I was the only girl in the house. So when they was exchanging words, I was right there and my mama had it on speaker. My dad said out of his mouth, "That's fine, put me on child support. I'm going to pay child support for everybody but Tempest because you know she's not mine." And that phone call is when my whole world changed. And I feel like it was meant for me to hear it like that, because I promise y'all, if anybody else would have said this, I would not have believed them. But because it came out of his mouth, I'm believing him. So pretty much, I'm going to take y'all a little back now. So during the time that I was conceived, my mom and my dad was separated. My mom told me after the fact, she told me every time she had a baby, they separated because every time she was pregnant, he cheated on her. So when they were separated, when she conceived me, she went on a cruise with this man. They had a one-night stand on a cruise, and that's how she got pregnant with me. The man, Charlie, that is in question to be my dad. Now, Charlie is not just some random man. Charlie is somebody I knew my whole life because he was the drummer at the church we attended. Mind you, this is the same church my mom and dad got married at. So Charlie was the drummer there. I seen this man every Sunday. And when back in the days when we went to church on Sundays, it was an all-day thing. You go to Sunday school at 8 a.m., you go to church. After church, you go to the Golden Corral and eat, and then you go back to church for night church. So it was an all-day thing. I seen this man every Sunday, all day. And to my dad, you're a strong person. He never went to church with us, but to know my mama is going to a church with a man that she got a baby with, and that's crazy, because he used to have to work every Sunday. So he never went to church with us. But you're strong for allowing her to go to that church, knowing, whatever. Now we're going to go back to the phone call. So during the phone call, I look at my mama, and she explains to me, she's like, yeah, he's telling the truth. He's not your dad. Charlie is your dad, the man at the church. As soon as she said that, so much stuff came to my mind. I started to remember everything. It was like a movie. Like in a movie when they give like the flashbacks, that's what it was. It was like flashbacks. Like I remember he came and picked me up in a red Jeep. It had a tire on the back of it. I don't know if it was the Jeep brand, but the truck was like Jeep like, and it had a tire on the back. And if you open the back, the trunk, it opens like this. I just remember that. I remember one time he picked me up in that car and took me to Burger King. All of this is coming back to me while she's saying this. And I was hurt, y'all. I was so hurt. So after this happened, we had a house meeting. And my mama said, let's do a vote. Red want to come back home. That was my daddy's name. So let's do a vote and see if he could come back home. All the boys voted for him to come back home. I said, I don't want him here. If he comes back, I'm going to run away. So my mom went with my decision and never accepted her husband back. Me personally, she should have made that decision on her own. I'm glad she listened to our voice, but she should have made that decision on her own because I didn't know what was best for us. Being that I'm an adult now, I wish I would have chose my daddy, because my daddy gave us a life that we did not have to worry. My mama did not work a job. We never was late on a bill. We never went without. My dad provided for us. My mom, I remember she used to go to his job every 2 weeks and pick up his work check. Before he even make it off work, his work check already deposited and paying bills. Like, we really had a great life. Everything happened for a reason. Another reason why I wish I never said that, because my mom relapsed bad. My mom got back on drugs, and she never was the same after that divorce. She really lost the love of her life. When she got a divorce, my dad was the love of her life. And she lost him, and she went downhill. For anybody that don't know, my mom died Halloween 2020 from an overdose. She never healed from that heartbreak. She was married 2 times after that, and she was chasing that love of her first husband. But yeah, that's just a little background on my story. And that's how we are here today to figure out, is Charlie Tempest's dad? Today, August 20th, 2025. Now, everybody in my life, y'all, everybody, like my cousins, my auntie, everybody knew that Charlie was my dad except me. Even my own dad that I thought was my dad knew Charlie was not my dad. I know y'all thinking, so why did they lie? Why didn't they just tell you? Well, the man who last name I have, who I thought was my dad, he was embarrassed for his family to find out. So his family didn't know, but my mom family knew he wasn't my dad, and everybody that knows my mom knew. And we're from Goose, we're from across the track. So, the church is across the track. So, everybody in Goose knew he was not my daddy, but yeah. So, let's see. I'm a little scared because I really don't want Red to not be my dad, because he was a really good dad. But I think it's time I know the truth so that I can move on with my life. I feel like I'm about to start crying, and I don't even know why I'm about to start crying. Y'all, look who we have here.
Hey, everybody.
She popped up right on time. The moment is here.
On today's episode of Maury, we have 28-year-old Tempest Burns waiting to see if Charlie is her father. Okay, Charles.
I'm so nervous. That bitch say 99.9%.
Call Charlie right now. I'm so excited, bitch. Lord Jesus. We've been waiting all this time.
Where did that come from?
Out my ass. Charlie
father.
You know Auntie was over there getting that drum beat like she was under the church drums. You know it too. You knew it. I always knew you knew. This was a cousin that freaking knew.
Let me process this and I'll give a follow-up video.